La da 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 dee, you're not breaking me. La dee da 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 da.
Hello guys, I am here to announce Collegiate Christian. Y'all like my intro? Thank you. So Collegiate Christians, I'm extremely excited about it. I've had this idea for a couple months now, since the summer. It's been kind of working up. But I just wanted to kind of go about it the right way. I'm still working on a few things just because I don't have all the proper resources, but I want it to be as professional as possible. This is going to basically be a web show of me interviewing students, young people that I just feel like are a great representation of living their life for Christ, but also still being in the college environment. Anyone that's ever went to college or, just has experienced being a young adult, it's a lot of temptation out there, and it can be difficult if you are choosing to live your life for Christ. And so basically I want to use this show to just highlight and put a spotlight on young people that are out there doing it and not making excuses and really choosing to live their life for Christ. So, kind of just giving you guys a backstory of where this came from and just a little bit of my testimony. Coming in as a freshman, I did have a relationship with God. I will say that I've been raised around God or in church all my life, so I know church, y'all. Like, I know church like the back of my hand. That's not a question. Now, as far as now that I'm older, I can say that I probably didn't know God, but I did know religion in church. And so coming into college, I really was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be fine. Like, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm not gonna be the pregnant girl. I'm gonna balance everything. I was going to church on a regular basis. My mom would be like, girl, you in church again at some type of concert, Bible study or something. Just really trying my best to do right. Eventually that fell off because I was just like, okay, I want to have fun. Like, I still want to enjoy college. So eventually, I started branching out, making more friends and things of that nature. But the biggest change for me was when I learned that my parents were separating. And so that was just extremely difficult for me. I wasn't very open with it. There's not a lot of people that are aware of that. And I think because I had never really experienced anything like that as far as just life, like life just happening and, you're not having any control over what's going on. You just kind of have to suck it up and push through it. I broke down. Like, I just really couldn't handle it. At the time, I really felt like my parents had deceived me. Everything that they had raised me on as far as forgiveness and pushing through things and loving one another and unconditional love, all that stuff, I just kind of felt like, you guys lied. Like, you lied to me. Like, y'all have been deceiving me. And from that, I kind of just spiraled out of control. I wouldn't say it was an extreme depression, but I definitely experienced depression now that I look back on it. And I became extremely sexually active and not in the safest way. Thank God I didn't end up pregnant or with an STD or something that I would have to live with for the rest of my life. But just became extremely sexually active, partying all the time, drinking, never in my right state of mind. If I didn't have to be, I wasn't planning on being in my right state of mind. Only when, maybe if I did go to church. But I was constantly asleep, and I really just kind of avoided everyone because I knew that I knew better, and I knew that that wasn't the life that God had planned for me, but I wasn't in a place where I wanted to hear that from nobody. Like, listen, I'm going through, let me be going through. So yeah, it was a lot for me, and I really kind of just lost my faith in God and really just didn't think that that was the answer. And then being in a college environment and not having the right influences all the time, I thought that that was the best way to make myself feel better. Like, my family's not getting along. Everybody kind of all over the place, but I know I can depend on him for sex, and I know that I can go there and get a drink, and I know, things like that, just making excuses for it. And it wasn't right. And eventually that caught up to me. I gained a whole bunch of weight. My face was just breaking out. And it's crazy that would be the thing that would make me think like, maybe you should get it together, girl. Because you kind of thick in the hips a little bit. So that really just kind of just like, okay, what is going on with you? Like, you really need together. And I was constantly crying. That's one thing I do remember. I would cry all the time. And it would be like random cries. Like, I'd be good. And I'd just watch something and I would just start crying like hysterically or whatever. And I got tired of having these breakdowns and it would be random. And then one time it happened publicly. And I was just like, dude, like, you can't be letting people know you're going through it like that. So I really had to just ask myself, like, Dom, like, when was the last time you were genuinely happy? Like, what makes you happy? And I knew that my gift for helping others and talking to others and just having a compassion for helping others see the best in themselves was what really kind of always made me feel better about myself. But during that, I realized that I wasn't seeing my greatness. I was seeing everybody else's greatness but mine. I was just kind of blinded by that. And it's crazy because I know that that's the devil's way of getting me. Because whenever I get extremely focused on something, I always start to like doubt myself. And so I was in like extreme doubt and my grades was suffering. Everything was suffering. Everything was suffering. So yeah, slowly but surely, I started to work on my faith with God and really just like dedicating myself to getting back together. And I just came to understand that, you know, both my parents love me unconditionally. You know, what they taught me was real. What I was raised on was true, but they're human. Like, they're going to make mistakes. They have emotions just as much as I have. Just the way that boy hurt my feelings or broke my heart is the same way, you know, that my mom or my dad could get their heart broken as well. So I had to just come to that realization. And at the end of the day, like, they still love me. I love them. And we're still a family. No matter how it may look, we are still a family. And so once I was able to have that understanding, I really started to build my relationship with God. And I had to learn how to change my environment. I'm still in college, so I was like, I really got to figure out this for the next 4 years of my life. I can't just keep kicking it like this and making an excuse every time I make a mistake. Or, Dom, you're going to end up pregnant. Like, you're going to end up pregnant if you don't slow up. And so I just found a church home that I felt that was going to really keep me accountable, started going to different Bible studies, started surrounding myself with the right people, just pray that God would change the hearts and the minds of the people surrounding me so that way they can keep me accountable as well. And I think it was in March this year, I rededicated my life to Christ and was like, okay, man, I'm serious. Like, I'm truly going to put you at the center because I know what it means to be a Christian is to live your life like Christ, is not to just say it and post a couple scriptures on social media every once in a while. Like, you truly have to be an example of that. And honest to God, ever since then, nothing but great things have been happening in my life. Surely, you know, there are still some things that I get disappointed by, but that's just life. Like, that's just going to happen. And all I can do is keep a positive mindset and trust that God has the best intentions for my life. It hasn't been easy, and I still make mistakes. I'm not perfect whatsoever. I'm just learning as I go. But I just want to use this show this web show to show other young people and students that it's possible to enjoy college while still living your life for Christ and doing the right thing. And you don't have to go out every single weekend. You don't have to be drunk every single weekend to enjoy college. Like, there are other, you know, things that you can do, and to also show others that there are people out there that you can link up with that can help you through that or going through the same thing. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, like, you know, once I get out of college, that's when I'm gonna really like get serious about it. You know, you don't know the time or the day, nor the hour. You know, don't put off today what you could do tomorrow. So, I'm really excited to premiere this, and I have some great people lined up that I think have great stories to share and really have been inspiring to me. Some of them don't know it, but some of them do. You know, they have really touched my life just by watching them, and it pushes me to continue to go after my goals and my dreams and things like that. So, that being said, I'm really excited to announce Collegiate Christians. I hope that you guys watch, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And I hope that it really does touch somebody's life and that you guys get something out of that. Please feel free to share any of your comments or your opinions and stuff like that. I love to have feedback. And if you have anyone that you think would be a good person to interview, I would also love to hear from that as well. So thank you all so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this. God bless. Love, Dama. Peace.